All right, well, let's get started. My name is Bill Cope. I work at the University of Illinois, and in fact, Kayla and Gillian are also, they're involved in Common Ground. I work in the university itself. They're not far away. The Common Ground office is in the research park, which is on the university campus. So I'm in my office at the university. I'm not at the conference in person, but I've been asked to kind of chair this intro session. So welcome to the conference. I've got some kind of, just to give you a sense of the size of it, we've got probably nearly 200 people, I think, at the conference in one form or another. There's about 152 people on campus and 25, 30 people or so who are online as well. And but what we've tried to do is, given the fact it's a blended conference, we've got nearly everybody who's presenting in person to put up digital media, so you're not going to miss anything. And the plenary sessions are recorded as well, and they'll be online soon after that happens. So we don't do them synchronously. It's just, people are all different time zones, and it's a bit of a logistical nightmare. But we do record them all, and as soon as their recordings are done, they get uploaded. And the important thing, just by way of introduction as well, is that every session has a conversation area at the beginning. Sorry, underneath, not at the beginning, at the end, underneath the digital media. And do be sure that every session you go to, leave a comment. I mean, like in an in-person conference, there's all sorts of constraints about time. Only one person can ask a question, and there isn't enough, but there's endless time for commenting here. So that would be a great thing if you could do that. And we encourage the in-person people to join those asynchronous conversations as well. As I say, they are asynchronous, but you don't have to be there at the same time. But what happens is it triggers an email, which the participants in the conversation all get. So this conference we've been running for how long? 15, 16 years or something. I mean, climate change has become one of these very worrisome things. The first time we held it was actually initiated by a group in India, in fact, in Pune, which now has a slightly different name, doesn't it? I've got the old British Empire name for Pune, but that's where it was first held. And these have become increasingly important issues. So strength to everybody for being here. And let me just say a little bit about the Research Network format. We have this annual conference. We move to different places around the world, and what we try to do in each place is get people speaking about those issues locally. So if you travel there or you're just connecting via Zoom, the plenary sessions particularly are focused on local issues that are arising. So you'll hear stuff from people in Vancouver in these online sessions. But there's the conference there, but then we're building a formal knowledge bank here as well. And I might get you either Gillian or Carla to put a link in the chat to the bookstore. So we've been building a kind of knowledge bank, if you like, which is the legacy of these conferences. So of course now we're recording all the sessions as well, but we have a peer-reviewed conference structure. And if you can perhaps give us a deep link all the way into the climate change area, that would be great. There it is there. And what I can tell you, just looking at it quickly, is we've already published 420 pieces of work, all these peer-reviewed articles. And if you take that link, you'll see that up towards the top right-hand side, there's an advanced search. So what we really encourage people to do is to use this material, to cite this material in academia. One of the most important sort of ways of honoring people's work is to say, oh, I got an interesting idea out of that and it needs to be cited. So please do that. But then after the conference, we're going to invite everybody here to put their papers in. They go through a formal peer review process, and then they get published into the journal. We also have the option to produce books. So if people would be interested to produce a book in this area, it could be an anthology from different authors, could be singly authored. That would be a great thing as well. So that's my little quick introduction. What I'd like to do now, if I could, is go around the room and get each of you to do a quick introduction. And if you're presenting at the conference, Kayla or Gillian will put a link in the chat to your presentation. So I've got a series of tiles here, and I'm going to just go through people's names. And if you can't speak for some reason, you're in a noisy cafe or driving as a passenger in a car, I can think of all the reasons people have why they can't speak. Just you can put a mark in the chat. So just following the order of my tiles, I have somebody here who's logged in as RS2A Limited.
Yeah, hi there. No, that's just my company name, and that's what comes up on the Zoom. You know, when I bought the Zoom stuff, it wanted a name. So, all right then, my company. So, sorry, that's company name. My real name is Richard McGuire, and I am presenting on Friday. I think I'm on at about 11:40 Vancouver time. So people that are around the rest of the world will have to work out their particular times that they can tune in to get that one. And I'm a research scientist and engineer, and I do a wide variety of interesting technology assessments, if you like, to do with software assurance or safety cases, if that means anything to anybody. It's a legal argument why something can be judged as being safe. But one of them is environmental assessments. And we'd all had our lockdown stuff over the last couple of years, you know, and I was getting a bit of chat back from my kids saying, "Come on, Dad, you're clever. Fix the environment." Oh yeah, all right, that's easy. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's
and then, and then one of my daughters said, "Why can't we just put this carbon back underground again?" Oh, wait a minute. And that sparked off a little bit of lateral thinking going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to look at, okay, well, what do we put underground at the moment then? You know, what, and can we put carbon in that? Because we already put something underground, or hopefully we do. And then I found this thing that people do with mine paste backfill, which fills up voids and prevents mine collapse and things like that when they're digging out vast quantities of all these super materials that people are after at the moment. I mean, not just coal and iron, but all those, you know, all the Gucci elements that make up batteries and computer software, computer hardware, chips and things like that.
Right.
And it turns out if you put carbon in it, it actually works better than if you use this cement part to it. So we've done a lot of work working on that.
Great. Well, and I see from your page there that we've had 68 people land on the page already, which is great. So and again, everybody, when you land on a page, if you can leave a comment, that would be great. Okay, no, that's great. It's obviously tremendously important work, and I'm with your kids. We're expecting you to do something, Dad. So all right, let's move on to the next person, and the next person across my tiles is Renata. Are you able to speak, Renata? Can we introduce you perhaps?
Yeah, thank you, William. Hello, everybody. My name is Renata Trisilawati. I am the chair at the North Glen Sustainability Committee in Colorado, USA, but I am an Indonesian citizen. I'm so excited with this event, and thank you.
Okay, great. And are you presenting, Renata, or
No, I don't. I'm not presenting anything. I'm sorry.
Great. No, that's good. That's great. It's great to have you, and great to have those perspectives. And yeah, fantastic. All right, the next one that I have across my tiles is Marina. How are you, Marina?
Good morning. I'm actually sick, so it's probably a good idea that I am presenting asynchronously. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have worked out for me to come up there. But I am Marina Lessie. I am a faculty associate of research at the Naval Postgraduate School here in Monterey, California. And I'm part of the climate and energy security pillar in the energy academic group at the Naval Postgraduate School. And my colleague, Kristen Fletcher, and I had a research project that we're presenting on asynchronously called The Role of Department of Defense in Reaching Net Zero Emissions, Pathways to Net Zero for the Operational Navy. So we really looked at those forward assets rather than just base net zero emissions. So
Great. And it's important that institutions like the military actually take these issues on as well. So that's really, really important.
Yeah.
So wonderful. That's great. And I can see you've had quite a lot of people land on your page already. So there's that's
cool.
So, okay, wonderful and welcome. And the next one that going through my tiles, and I'm going to pronounce this badly, I'm sure, is Obanuju.
Hello, my name is Obianuju Patience Ilo. I'm a doctoral student at University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. I'm studying environmental science. Yes, I'm presenting on the impact of climate change on crop production and potential adaptive measures in the Oliphant catchment of South Africa. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. I just took a link to your page there. Yeah, everyone take the link because you'll get a bit more information about each of these presentations. And by the way, in the program, you can kind of build a calendar, or you can build a set of preferences by, and actually Kayla is going to explain all that to you in a moment and give you a bit of a walkthrough about how the platform works. It should be mostly intuitive, but Kayla will give you a presentation. Okay, next person I have is Gabrielle. How are you, Gabrielle?
Hi, good morning. Sorry for my English. I'm very nervous because it's so poor my English, right? But well,
your English is perfectly good, so you keep on going. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. I'm going to present tomorrow, yeah. To give you a little context, I live in a Nassau River Basin. It's a semi-arid region, right? And the population have a lot, many economical activities that impact in the river, right? Mm-hmm. In this presentation, we're going to evaluate the possible impacts in two different scenarios with different models of climate change. Is a map analysis of that scenarios and in the Nassau River Basin. William, your micro is turned off. I don't hear you.
Yeah. No, and I can see that. Yeah, you put some digital media in. So you're at the conference in person, and that's really great that you've done that. And yeah, and obviously these kinds of detailed environmental examinations are really, really important in terms of finding ways to go forward to address these issues. So that's wonderful. Thank you very much for that. And as I say, people can take the link and go into it a bit more deeply, but also go to the session, the digital media session if you're not there in person. So, or if you're in person, go to the session in person. Okay, next one that I have is Frankia Santos.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Can I be heard?
Very well.
Okay, thank you. Yes. I'm a faculty member of De La Salle University, Manila, Philippines. This is actually my second time to present here online. Yeah, the first one was entitled Greening the Marketing Mix or Greenwashing. Now it's a comparative analysis of environmental performance between the Philippines and India. So yeah, I'm privileged, to join you here. Thank you so much.
Yes, no, thank you very much for that and welcome. And it's great to have these very international perspectives. We jump from Mexico to the Philippines to India in just a few seconds, but in a way, these are local problems, but they're global problems as well. Okay, so the next one that I have is Luciano.
Good afternoon from Brazil. My name is Luciana. It's my first time at conference, online version. And my proposal is about the geography of power and waste management, connections with waste pickers and University of São Paulo. I am a researcher at university, and it's a pleasure to me to stay in the first time in this event.
Okay, great. And again, I've just taken the link. Thank you for putting that there, Kayla. It looks like a really very interesting paper. And now we've gone to Sao Paulo and to
Yes.
Brazil. So amazing, wonderful. So yeah, excellent. I can see that 77 people have been to your page already. So there you go. So let me go now. The next person I have online is Emmanuel.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel Opoku, and actually I'm joining the conference in person, but I'm currently in Vancouver, so I decided to join this preliminary session online.
Great,
And
nice.
yeah, and I'm presenting a poster paper on the morphological differences between barley and sorghum when subjected to elevated CO2 and drought. So it's more of a scientific approach on trying to see how these plants will behave in terms of climate change.
Right. Great, wonderful. And well, I'm glad you could join us at this sort of opening session, online session, as well as being there in person. That's really great. Wonderful.
Thank you.
And I think the next one I have is Catherine Sang. No luck, Catherine?
Hi, everyone.
Hear you now. Excellent.
Yeah, my name is Catherine Sang from Kenya, University of Eldoret. I was actually supposed to travel to Canada to present in person, but I was unable to get a visa, so I don't know what's going to happen. But my presentation is then on climate change variability and its impact on water resources.
Okay, excellent. And I can see all sorts of interesting lateral connections between these sessions. I'm sorry you weren't able to travel. These things kind of happen for one reason or another. So, but it's really great that we've got this, and hopefully at least you'll miss out on Vancouver, but you won't miss out on any of the content. So at least that's some consolation. So, but I'm sorry about that. You know, we were forced to go down this online conference route by COVID, but we've now kept it, and it's got all sorts of benefits for people who might not otherwise be able to travel. So welcome. It's great to have you from Kenya anyhow, and connecting from Kenya just now. And the last one that I have across my tiles, and I hope I've not missed anybody, is Peter Wamalawa.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good.
And how is everyone? This is Peter. I'm from Kenya also. I was able to get a visa, and I will attend in person.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I can see you're doing about sustainable finance, climate risks, and bank stability in Kenya. I just took the link there. And look, again, you know, what's interesting about this conference is just there are cross-cutting issues, but also they're very, very different issues. So a couple of bits of advice I always have to people coming to the conference is go to things you wouldn't normally go to. You know, go to stuff which, you know, you never know, there might be some interesting connection. So don't just go to things because, oh, that's exactly what I'm doing. Go to things because it's exactly what you're not doing. But also, as I say, when you go to the advanced search in terms of the legacy material, I think you're very likely to find stuff close to what you're doing. So I'm going to just say a few words now, and then I'm going to hand over to Kayla, and then unfortunately I have another meeting that I need to run to, but Kayla is going to, and Gillian are going to then take you through the platform and how it works. But before I do that, I'm just going to, at the risk of being boring for the people who've already heard me say this, you know, there's a lot of material there, but please, when you go to a page, and you watch something, do leave a comment. You know, it's really part of building community and building connections. People don't always do that. I think in social media, we've become used to most of the time, you know, being watchers rather than interactors, and the interactors are painful. Often the comments are small. So this is a different kind of environment where the interaction would be incredibly appreciated, and it does trigger an email. So it's not a synchronous interaction, it's an asynchronous interaction, but at least we can bring back the people in the conversation, the presenter and the participants, because every time you do that, it triggers an email and gives them a link to come back and a reason to come back. And do submit your material to, write it up, submit it to the journal as well, because that then becomes formally codified knowledge, peer-reviewed knowledge about building a knowledge bank around these various issues. So look, Kayla and Gillian, are there important things that I've forgotten to say?
No, I think you got everything.
Okay, excellent. Well, look, what can I say? Wonderful conference, really important work. What an incredibly interesting range of things that you're doing, by the way. So we're very proud to have been able to bring people together and to be able to bring these ideas to the light of day. So that's a wonderful thing. So what Kayla's going to do now is walk you through the online platform. Now, you might have, most of us actually, often with online platforms, we just muddle our way through and eventually we figure it out. Kayla's going to give you a bit of an introduction to our online platform. It's something we've developed ourselves within the CGScholar environment. This session is recorded. So if you feel like, don't feel overwhelmed by what Kayla says, because you can go back to the recording if there's something, that you need to remember later on. Hopefully you won't, but nevertheless, the recording will be there of this session. So look, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody because, as I say, I've got another meeting I've got to run to, but welcome to the conference. It's great to have you here. And I will now, Kayla, can I leave even though I'm the host? How's this work?
Yeah, I'm the host, so you're good.
Oh, you're the host. So, okay, I wasn't sure whether I set up the meeting or you. So, okay, no worries. So I can leave without closing everything down.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful conference. See you then.
All right, so I'll be going
Thank
over
you.
the microsite and how to participate in the conference online. So first, I will share my screen. All right, can you see my screen? All right, perfect. So first I'll be showing you how to get to the conference microsite, and there are a couple ways to do that. The first way is through the Climate Change Impacts and Responses Research Network website. So once I'm here, I will go to the 2023 conference page, and then if you scroll down a bit, there'll be links to the event microsite. Another way is through CGScholar. So if you're logged in, the page will look like this, but if you're not, in the top right, it'll ask you to log in. If you scroll down, you can click the link to be brought to your profile. So once you're on your profile, you can see there is all of your profile information, like your affiliation. There's also the communities you're part of. So we'll go to the climate change community and take a look there. The community activity stream will show everyone who joins, any updates that are posted from the community. You can also view the information about the journal and the information about this year's conference and next year's. So moving back to my profile, you can also view your peers, and you can also view all of your account activity. If you'd like to update your profile information, you can go to account settings here. You can also update your email and your password there. We ask that in particular you keep your experience and your affiliation updated, as that's what's shown in the conference program next to your name, and that's what people will see, and then they can click on your name and be brought to your full profile information from the program. So one way to get to the microsite from here is if you go to your events in the top right, and then you'll see climate changes here, and you can click there and you'll be brought to the microsite. You can also go to events at the top, and that'll just bring you to a list of all of our events. So I'll click here, and on the microsite, as you can see, the first page is just an about page with information about the research network and about the special focus and the annual fee. So the next tab, if you have a proposal, will say your proposal, and from there you can upload your digital media. If you are an in-person delegate, we strongly recommend you upload digital media so that the online-only delegates can also view your presentation. If you're an online-only delegate, you're required to upload digital media, and we recommend something with audio and video, so maybe a PowerPoint with audio or a video recording of you doing your presentation. You can also upload any additional documentation as well, like PDFs, Word documents, basically anything. The next tab is your registration, and from there you can view your registration and download your receipt. The next tab is presentations, and I'll skip over that for now because that's linked to the schedule. So I'll go to special events for now. As you can see, we have the session room right now. I believe there's also a tour in the conference dinner, but I believe those are full as of now. So if you signed up, I'll show you what time those will be on the schedule. So actually, I'll go to presentations first. So once the presentations tab loads, the presentations tab just has many different ways to sort all the presentations for the conference, so you can see which ones you're interested in. The first tab is the following tab, and I'm already following quite a few, but I'll show you on the schedule how you can follow presentations. And this is a good way to curate which presentations you're interested in, which ones you want to come back to. So it's a good way to just bookmark them in a way and to curate the specific presentations that you'd like to see out of all of the many of them. So the featured presentations are our emerging scholars presentations. So I encourage you to check those out. You can also sort all the presentations by theme. So if there's a particular theme, like maybe the special focus that you're interested in, see all the presentations that fall under that theme. The next tab, you can sort by type. So if you're interested particularly in paper presentations or posters or any of the presentation types, you can sort them that way. The next tab is just alphabetical, which is pretty self-explanatory. So going over to the schedule. So the first tab is the pre-conference day, which is today. So there's the online welcome and training session, which is the session we're currently in. And once you click on the session, you'll be brought to this page. So as Bill mentioned, this is being recorded, and the recording will be posted right here, right on above during the discussion. I'll have that posted within a few hours, so you can come back to it in case you have any other things you'd like to see again. There's also a discussion board, so if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them here. You could also email support@cgnetworks.org, or in the top right here, you can click on Get Support, and you'll be brought to the knowledge base. There's also the conference tour. If you're attending in person, you've signed up for that. It's in a few hours. So going to day one, we have the conference opening and welcome session, and then the plenary session with Mike Moorcroft. So the plenary sessions, for the most part, are not streamed live, and they are recorded and uploaded later, but the plenary session with Mike Moorcroft is an exception. This will be on Zoom, so if you'd like to join, please feel free. But keep in mind, if the time zones don't line up for you, we will be recording this and it'll be uploaded later, and you can leave any questions for the speaker in the discussion board here. So the opening and welcome session and the plenary session will both be recorded and uploaded later. The talking circles are in person only, and then we have in-person parallel sessions. So these sessions are in person and they won't be streamed live, but we have encouraged our in-person presenters to upload digital media, as I said. So you can see that both these presenters have uploaded. So this is a good example of what the session pages look like. So each session has a few presentations, and then for the in-person sessions, each presenter gets 20 minutes, and then there's time for questions after for all of the presenters. The discussion board also works like this in that it's meant for all of the presentations in the session rather than just one. So we do it in this way so that you can ask questions to multiple presenters and make connections between their presentations. So if you'd like to address just one presenter in your comment, I recommend saying this is to this person, just so that no one's confused. So as you can see, there are on this page, there's the number of engagements for the session. And there also is the abstracts for each presentation. So if we click on one, this is an example of the presentation tab, just like the ones we were linking earlier. You can see there's the title, the type of presentation, the number of engagements, the abstract, the presenters, and more details. You can also see there is the digital media for the presentation, and so you can click there to view the digital media. You can also click join the discussion here to be brought to the discussion board, which will be the one for the entire session. So that one was an in-person session, but as you saw, they both uploaded to the media. However, if you do encounter a in-person or online session where there hasn't been digital media uploaded, which looks like these ones have too, let me try to find one where no one's uploaded. So as you can see, this presenter hasn't uploaded digital media, but if you're really interested in their presentation, you can scroll down, and I've already requested the digital media, but there'll be a button that will say follow this presentation and request digital media. So what this does is it sends the presenter an email that says, someone's interested in your presentation, please upload your digital media. And then this also adds the presentation to your following list. So once they've uploaded their digital media, you'll receive an email. So there are just more parallel sessions on this first day. There's also the conference dinner if you signed up for that. So going over to the second day, it's quite similar. This plenary session will be held in person, so it will be recorded and posted shortly after the session. There are also additional parallel sessions. And then there is the closing session and awards ceremony for the in-person delegates. So let's go over to the online only tab. So these presentations are all asynchronous. So let's go to one of the parallel session pages. So as you can see, all of these presenters uploaded digital media, which is great. You can also see on both the in-person and the online sessions that there are moderators assigned. These are our emerging scholars, and their job is to lead the discussion and post questions in the discussion board to the online emerging scholars. So just keep a lookout for those. You'll receive an email if you're a presenter and someone comments in the discussion board. And then once you reply to that comment, the person who commented will also receive an email. So you don't have to be constantly refreshing the page. You'll receive a notification if someone posts a comment. And like Bill said, we really encourage you, if you view digital media, to please go and leave a comment so we can get a good discussion going. So as I mentioned, there are many parallel sessions. There are also posters, online posters, and online innovation showcases. And so that's one of the nice things about the online only and asynchronous part of the conference, is that you don't have to pick and choose only a few presentations to go to. You don't have to make the choice, this one's at this time, but this one's at the same time, so which one can I go see? You can go view as many as you want. So the discussion board will stay open for about a week after the conference, and then it will close. However, the digital media will remain available forever for you to come back and view. And so we like to have it as a sort of archive of it. So I think that's all I have. Jillian, did I miss anything? Oh, I see the comment. Let me answer that. Yeah, so you're presenting remotely using the uploaded digital media. So that means that your session is asynchronous. So there's not really anything to log into. Have you uploaded your digital media?
Yes, I have. Yeah. So
okay, perfect.
We've got sort of
upload...
12, 13, 14 minutes worth of a video with the slides and all that kind of stuff.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, so it won't be live. We do this in an asynchronous format, and so that because the time zones just never work out. Everyone's from around the world, and so it's easier to do it in asynchronous format. So I'll find your presentation on here so that we can.
Yeah, well, I think I'm curiously, I'm in for Friday morning, 11:40.
Oh wait, but you're not attending in person?
And no, I'd always declared that I wouldn't be
okay,
coming. So
yeah, we'll get that fixed for you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I couldn't
we'll
find
send
me
you an
in the
email shortly after
asynchronous
the
bit,
session.
And so I was a little bit okay. Well, what do you actually want me to do here then? Do you want me? I mean, I can present, but I know we're not doing a live Zoom interaction thing, so I guess it'll be on the asynchronous side rather than the in-person side. But I just wanted, hence the question, so to prompt that discussion. Thanks very much.
So sorry about that. We'll get that figured out for you. We'll get your presentation moved over to the online only section, and then it'll just be a discussion board with the other presentations in the session. Marina says that she also doesn't see hers on the online only tab. I'll take a look. Looks like it's not here. Let me check the other two tabs. Marina, is your co-presenter attending in person?
No, we're both asynchronous.
Okay, I will take a look into that for you as well. I'm so sorry for all these problems. We'll get back to both of you via email. Let me just write this down really quickly. All right, does anyone else have any other questions?
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to know if I can upload a new video in my profile.
Yeah. The upload portal usually closes after digital media is accepted, but I can reopen it for you. So I'll reopen that shortly after the session, and then you should be able to re-upload. All right, any other questions? Oh, Catherine said, how can I change from in-person to online? We will also get that sorted out for you. We'll send you an email as well. We'll get that sorted out, and then we'll get your presentation moved to the online section.
Hi, I also have a question.
Yeah.
Is it okay to, if you can walk us through, how we can also publish the paper?
Yeah. So let me share my screen again. So I will go to the Climate Research Network website, which you can get to from here. And you can go to the journal page here. And oh, sorry, the links. This just has information about the journal, and then there's also the call for articles page. And you can go here to find more information about guidelines and submission requirements. There's also information about the rights agreement, and then you can also submit your article here. There's also more information about the journal publishing process generally on the knowledge base, which you can go to by clicking Get Support. And then in the journal section, there are a whole bunch of pages with more information. So yeah. Does that
Okay,
answer?
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we really encourage you to submit your work to the journal, and the publication process usually takes around 280 days, I believe. Julian, is that correct? Yeah, 280 days on average to get through like the peer review process and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions?
Ayla?
Hi.
Luciana here. I have one question. The tomorrow and the next will be presentations in a rooms, like I see the schedule. In the case online, I can get it these events.
Yeah, so the in-person parallel sessions are not being streamed live in any way, but we have encouraged these presenters to upload their digital media. So many of them have uploaded their PowerPoints or uploaded recorded versions of their presentations. So you'll still be able to view the digital media, and you can engage with their presentation through the discussion board. If you find one that hasn't uploaded digital media, you can request that from them, and they'll receive an email asking them to upload.
Okay.
All right, any other questions?
Ayla, sorry, can I put here the link of the journal again?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
The journal information page or the
journal information that you show with recently.
All right, there's the link. Gabriel, I see your comment in the chat. I will reopen the digital media portal for you. It closes after you've already submitted digital media, one piece of it. So I'll reopen it for you, and then you should be able to re-upload if you try again shortly after the session. All right, so if that's all the questions, I think I will end the session here. I just want to say thank you so much for attending this session and for attending the conference. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the conference. So thank you so much. Manuel, you said you wanted to change the format of your presentation?
Sorry, the format of my digital media.
Oh, okay. If you'd like to re-upload, I'll reopen your digital media portal as well, and then you can re-upload.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much.
No problem. Let me just jot that down really quickly. Okay. I see Obianuchu. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Hi, it's fine. I'm one of the moderators for online presentation,
Yeah.
and some of the presentations, they don't have a recording. It was just a PowerPoint. I have notified the presenters. However, I don't know if they would contact you or what I'm to do next.
Yeah, so if you've contacted them, that's fine. They'll receive that, and then hopefully they'll be able to upload a PowerPoint with audio. Yeah, for the online presenters, because it is what we recommend. So hopefully they'll upload that. Thank you for contacting them about that. Yeah, also, I saw your email. I was just about to respond. So sorry about that.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending this. And as mentioned earlier, this session will be recorded. So if you have a question you'd like to come back to, you can watch the recording. It'll be available to your schedule. Also, if you have any other questions, you can contact us at support@cgnetworks.org. You can also go to Get Support in the top right of the CGScholar, and you'll be brought to the knowledge base. And from there, you can submit a support ticket. So thank you so much, everyone. And yeah, looking forward to the rest of the conference. Bye, everyone.